Now the report this way it be responsible for the arrest of Ayaba Cho Lucas for Norway. This company, when a media organization, the NRK, the Norwegian Broadcasting Corporation, where they be sent investigators on the ground inside Cameroon throughout May, even April, all the way to September 2024, they will do their investigations then. And before they come for Cameroon, of course, they will need to get a visa. When the Ministry of External Relations they grant them the visa, and they will need military protection as they explain them for this report. Now, why may I tell you this thing? Now, because on Monday, 30th of September 2024, the same day with the NRK it make this publication, I be called in to Mr. Kum Leonard, a prime hour television program, for educate you guess them, because they will get people the way they did on that panel where they talk out of pure ignorance. They don't understand which way they talk. And now one of the problems this way we get them for Cameroon, the people the way they go talk in public on media, they go talk with no information. They be woefully misinformed and uninformed, but they go opine on serious issues them. One of the things the way they will try to portray them out there, now say, oh, Cameroon government no get nothing for do with Ayaba Cho arrest, or why Cameroon government be silent, or whatever nonsense, which is not true. They just be uninformed. So when I be called into Mr. Kum Leonard in my Media Prime television program, I informed them, say, first of all, the arrest of Ayaba Cho Lucas it no be coincidental. It no be na something we no be the expectant. We were expecting it because we work in the background for make it happen. It no happen in a vacuum. It no happen out of mistake. No, nothing we don't do work for meticulously in the background. The Norwegian Broadcasting Corporation they will need visa for enter Cameroon, and after they enter Cameroon they need military protection for take them go for Kumba, for Manfe, for Bamenda. They talk to people them like Barrister Agbobala as an official for this report. They talk to victims them, they talk to other witnesses them, and as time goes on they're going to produce the results them and their reports them on their website. The only disadvantage we will not get them now say the language where they use them now Norwegian, where many people they need to understand them. But if you fit take the patience, you use Google Translate, it will tell you now exactly where they write down for their report. Now how it lead to the arrest of Ayaba Cho Lucas. After this news organization, they become on the ground, they complete their report, they will present their findings and the evidence to the Norwegian state authorities then. So now which that way it forced the Norwegian state authorities then, faced with that reality of the overwhelming evidence where it be in front of them, they arrest Ayaba Cho Lucas before their report it go public. And because say they don't arrest Ayaba Cho Lucas and they charge you for crimes against humanity. Now one of the reasons that way the Norwegian Broadcasting Corporation, the NRK, they never actually fully go out for publish the findings of their report, because some and most of that investigative journalism where they do most of that evidence where they gather they don't give them to the Norwegian authorities the way they use them now for prosecute Ayaba Cho Lucas. So some of that evidence they not present them now to the public because it would be biased, so that their report it be affected by the arrest of Ayaba Cho Lucas. Make una understand that reality. So which will go happen next now say as time goes on they're going to put their reports out bit by bit. Now make I go back for the people the way they talk for my Media Prime. Some of them where they be just woefully misinformed. They have no idea what they're talking about. They kind of give opinions that are not grounded in reality. Now say first of all, just common Google search if for help them. Now they are incompetence and make them they don't know what will happen, because now the Ministry of External Relations is supposed to deal with this thing, and the Ministry of External Relations they don't give out a statement to NRK. It don't get nothing. So I don't see some people then I don't know who's how come out. Someone wanted to talk say why Minister Paul Antangaji can't talk. What has that got to do with the Ministry of Territorial Administration when at the Ministry of Interior? So the Norwegian Broadcasting Corporation, the NRK, they send correspondence to New York, because they know say the Minister for External Relations, Lejean Bella, is there for New York because of the 79th session of the United Nations General Assembly. So they contact you, they present you with questions, the one for interview and everything, and it be too busy. So it sent the spokesperson for the Ministry of External Relations, it go talk to the media, especially about Ayaba Cho Lucas and the arrest, and they publish them on their website. One of the problems that Cameroonians get them now say they think it is so the arrest of Ayaba Cho Lucas now some big deal way we need President Paul Biya for can't talk about him, or some ministers for come up for can't begin make noise. No, Now some arata where they catch them for Norway. Now una want to blow this thing out of proportion, like say being some big thing where ministers should begin talk about some arata where they catch them for Norway. No. You don't get no that even thing where I overlike him the way Minister of External Relations he take him. He just said that his spokesperson make go talk about him. He himself he no go put he no even decall that name. Ayaba Cho na who? Some arata dotishi no why last you expect a whole cabinet minister for Cameroon for the calling name for what? So now the situation that whereas people there for Cameroon they don't blow them out of proportion. Some I don't see some idiots they write nonsense where they have no idea what they're talking about. And like I talk, I go repeat them again. Now one of the problems that will get them for Cameroon, the incompetence of the people, the way they talk on media, the woeful misinformation, themselves that they can't misinform the public because they themselves are misinformed because they don't get the information, they don't know what's really happened, they have no idea how the international system works, they don't know how media works, they don't know how investigations they work. So now where the Norwegian Broadcasting Corporation, the NRK, they don't present their findings now. I expect those people, the way they talk for my media prime, they would tender an apology to me because I will tell them way they call themselves journalists and they have no idea what is going on. They are not informed. So now the evidence this way I don't present them to Una. Say there were investigators on the ground in Cameroon for May, April, June and July 2024. They do their investigations. They talk to eyewitnesses then. They will get visas provided by the Ministry of External Relations. They will get security provided by the Forces of Defense and Security for Cameroon. They fly them for helicopters. They drive them on army they drive them in armor cars, take them to their destinations for carry out their investigation. So now, we not just owe me an apology, we now owe an apology to the Cameroon government and the Cameroonian people where when they run around, they spread misinformation, say Cameroon government never get anything for do with Ayaba Cho Lucas arrest. They did, because now Cameroon government invite the investigators in for can gather the evidence, and now the evidence where they use them for charge Ayaba Cho Lucas for inciting crimes against humanity inside Cameroon. And now when they don't catch it, the Arata should know why blast as it not be worth a whole cabinet minister for going on for the calling name. It's an idiot. And any person will think say Minister Paul Antangaji or Minister Lejeune Belambela or Minister of Communication or any cabinet minister, it can't begin calling name. You guys are crazy. It go end like that, and I don't even care whether they extradite or they not extradite back to Cameroon. It go face justice. And the Cameroon state, it don't offer through the Ministry of External Relations, it don't offer assistance to the Norwegian investigators and the Norwegian government and authorities them for Cameroon, for can gather more evidence, talk to the witnesses them, talk to the victims them, get their statements them and their testimony. If needs be, we will fly people them to Norway or wherever on the surface of this earth for make sure that they provide witness testimonies and victim statements, for make sure that Ayaba Cho Lucas it not just be arrested but be convicted and sent to prison for a very, very, very long time. And one of the problems with our people, them Cameroonians as well, now say they don't understand them how the world work. When I think say they so diplomacy they do it for Facebook. When I think say Cameroon government and Ambazonia should know why blast them. For example, Pa Philemon Yang, where he be now the president for United Nations General Assembly. When I know how we get there. When I think say they will do and can't talk for Facebook. Time where they will do the diplomatic channels and diplomatic cables and where they will pass in the background talking to the other sovereign nations and for South Africa, dialogue, negotiating with other sovereign nations and through diplomatic cables and backdoor channels them, talking to other African nations them to the world for make sure that Pa Philemon Yang become the president of the General Assembly. When I know how it happened, when I be things that they can't do it for Facebook, when I don't know say diplomatic maneuver it happened in the background. So a lot of things that they will Cameroon government they do the problem now say the cash for media they talk about them, and when I expect say make Cameroon government be run like Amba should know why blast Facebook country, it will never happen. So a lot of things that they will Cameroon government they do we will not go know, some of them will not go ever know, because that's how nation states function. Now why that way in every country they get the code of secrecy, and some information is top secret, some information is not top secret, but they just don't have the time for can explain every single move they make. My country people then.
Way will not be equal population size, economy, where people they not be get sovereignty, will not be get army, will be get police. And I might tell you, it talk about say President Amadou Ahidjo be march army into former Southern Cameroon. Yes, that was his right. Now the British they will get the authority over defense of that territory. And before the British, the one leave, they gave that right and that power to President Amadu Ahijo. And another thing we want to need to understand and say, at that time, for 1961, President Amadu Ahijo able to fight a secessionist war, a terrorism war against the Maquisards. And when I remember UPC and all that fight will be start even before French Cameroon gained independence. And those people, they will hide inside the Anglophone zone and in the Bamileke lands in West region. Why will they be carry out attacks in Douala and other parts of them inside the whole territory? So this one will be a golden opportunity. President Amadu Ahijo will need for enter into the Anglophone zone for extract all of those Maquisards so that it go quench all of that rebellion where it will happen in the country. It will be a commander-in-chief of the army. That is a title Django Foncha has never had. It don't control no army. May we not understand that. So Amadu Ahijo will get an army. When the British they leave with their army. So now President Amadu Ahijo will get the responsibility and the authority for defend that territory, his sovereignty, with the army. That's just a fact. That's how sovereignty works. Sovereignty is something that has to be defended with an army. Okay? So now, it talks on things say, it say, President Amadu Ahijo, ABB advised. Now, Molanjo Litmetoko, it say President Amadu Ahijo, ABB advised by French lawyers. Why way, Django Foncha, it no be even accept the advice from the Southern Cameroon Bar Association. Who do you blame for that? Why will you go get the most important negotiation for your territory, for protect your people, their future? You don't even want your political opponents for know which way you do. Now, one of the reasons that way Django Foncha no be want for call in the assistance of the lawyers, because they be thinks that those lawyers, they will listen to their conversations and their decisions, and with Amadu Ahijo, it go tell Endele, it go tell Estimuna, Augustine Gomjua, and all the other people the way they be being political rivals them. And if that message is leak, and then maybe it will lose the bargaining power. So ye political calculation at that time in the 60s, it be been a self-preservation. Django Foncha was fighting for himself, not for the people of Southern Cameroons. Because he fight, he be against Endele and the political opponents. He fight, it no be for the people then for Southern Cameroons. His fight was for himself and against Endele. Make we understand and make we understand and accept these truths and this reality. My contributor, if we don't accept this reality, we don't go ever move on. We don't go ever reconcile what will be happen in our history so that we could build a better future. So, as Molanjo Litumbe don't talk and he try to excuse Django Foncha, and I don't hear this excuse a lot of times. We go excuse their ineptitude, excuse their incompetence, we go excuse their laziness, we go excuse their greed, because they be go for them to go negotiate ye personal positions. Now, why that way at the end of those negotiations, then Django Foncha come up for there with 2 positions for himself. He come up for there as the Vice President of the Federal Republic of Cameroon and also the Prime Minister of West Cameroon. He negotiated 2 positions for himself. That's what happened. These are facts. Go Google them. Go find them out. No be lie talk. Django Foncha negotiate 2 positions for himself. And now why that way he no be wanting the assistance of some stupid lawyer? Because lawyer go come for them can't help for protect the interest of the people that for Southern Cameroons. But ye Django Foncha, you know, if you go for them for go protect the interest of Django Foncha. If you go for them, go make sure say Endele no get position. Make now he get position. Even if it means that he get 2 positions, so be it. So the excuse where people they go can't give and say no, if you only been a primary school teacher. Hang on a minute. When I know the position where Amadu Ahijo be, when I know say Amadu Ahijo to be being a primary school teacher, when I wait, might find that picture. I go show una. When I talk my thing, I talk with evidence. But I will put the picture on the screen. President Amadu Ahijo be being a primary school teacher. Okay? Now the picture this Ahijo as primary school teacher. I will put the picture on the screen. When I say I wanna bear with me 1 second, make I load the picture on the screen. Load the picture. President Amadu Ahijo himself was a primary school teacher as well. But President Amadu Ahijo, because he be fight to protect the interests of ye people, he be take lawyers. Now picture that way, I don't put them on the screen for now. That picture we there on the screen. Now President Amadu Ahijo that. He be been a primary school teacher. When I see that picking the way they did for that class, that picking they look like secondary school picking them. No. They even get some secondary school in the whole of French Cameroon. Ahijo be been a primary school teacher. If you want excuse John Go Foncha say no, he be only been a primary school teacher. What about Ahijo? Ahijo and Foncha, they be both been a primary school teachers them. But Ahijo lead the country to full sovereignty, to full independence. He be commander-in-chief. He be president of the republic. And then he play all una like Tabala. Play John Go Foncha like Tabala. Plus Endele, plus Estimuna, all una play una like Tabala. Now remember, I say for French Cameroon, Ahijo be been the only cock with a crow. Whereas in Southern Cameroons, they get plenty political parties them. They will get the Southern Cameroons Bar Association. They will get Professor Fonlon. They will get EML Endele, Augustine Gomjua, and all of these other people then. So when I want to tell me, say this primary school teacher when Ahijo, it be trick all una as Molan Jolie to me talk for you. Say it was a trick. It was a dirty trick. They will trick you if you not be stupid. Make we accept this truth and this reality. Our people were gullible, naive, stupid, incompetent. Make we stop for them, make excuses for them. If we don't accept these realities, we not build a better future for ourselves. We could be condemned to repeating the same mistakes over and over again. And why that way? The infighting of the 1960s and the 1950s with Jongo Foncha, Endele, and the rest, that infighting is nothing compared to the infighting when it happened. Look at these people, the way they don't carry chaka from Kradai guns today. They say they want to fight on behalf of Anglophone Cameroonians. Look at what they've done. Nobody, they don't turn the guns them. They fight now, they kill the Anglophones. But control them. When I look at these people them, where they call themselves Ambazonians for 2024, where they carry guns, say they want to fight for Anglophones. They don't turn those guns that they kill the Anglophones. They no fit dialogue amongst themselves. How many presidents Ambazonia get them? How many presidents? Yerima with Sisiko Ayuk Tabe na president. Sakoi Kome get his own government and faction way to be president. Chris Anu get his own faction and he to be president. Marian Tatuna president. And then you get Ayaba Cho to president. Capo Danena president. And we don't talk about the other side for Pa lawyer Goji Dinka. They get another faction for that side where we often don't talk about. So the division, the incompetence of our forefathers in the 60s is nothing compared to the incompetence, the infighting, the disunity where we get them today for 2024. Where it means that we don't instead go backwards. We never learn a single lesson from what will happen for 1961. Not a single lesson has been learned. So how can we make progress if we fail to accept truth and reality? How are we then going to correct the mistakes of the past? It means that we are condemned to continue repeating the same mistakes over and over and over again. We are condemned. He asked, I don't know what did happen. The live broadcast don't get small interruption. When I bear with me 1 second, when the live broadcast is returned back, I get more technical issue. Okay, so Christmas Ebini, he asked Molan Jolie Tumbese for 1966, all that political parties they will get them for Southern Cameroons, they dissolve them. Why they dissolve them and who dissolve them? When I remember, I said they get KNTP of Foncha, KNC, Cameroon National Congress, CPNC for Endele, EML, Endele when Cameroon People's National Convention, KPP, Cameroon People's Party. All these political parties then for Southern Cameroons by 1966, Now, these people them from Southern Cameroon, West Cameroon, themselves, now them dissolve their own political parties, themselves, they dissolve their own political parties, for go join one Cameroon political party under President Amadou Ahidjo. No man, no hold gun for their head. They did that on their own volition. Why? Infighting. They do it because of their infighting. The infighting was so bad for the level where nothing could happen in West Cameroon. Nothing could happen. They were just fighting for position, backstabbing, gossiping, looking for ways to bring each other down to the level where President Amadou Ahidjo, it tell them, say, no, we get now one country. Make we dissolve all that, because now the political parties, them plenty political parties, they want to get them. Now here they make them, we have to fight amongst themselves. Make we now all dissolve our political party, can make we form one big party, so that make all we will share power. Other smaller parties that like KPP, CPNC, and KNC, they run, go join President Amadou Ahidjo. And because they join President Amadou Ahidjo, they become stronger for fight KNDP. So when KNDP see I'm now say, it no go cope. Now why that way you two surrender, it go join that one party for President Amadou Ahidjo. And as they join that one party for President Amadou Ahidjo, they give them top big positions them in the executive committee of that one party. And that's the positions they wanted. That's what they wanted. Because they lose sight of their the collective good of their people, and they focus on their individual ambitions. They look at what way could benefit them right now, and not what way could benefit the majority of Anglophones. And that is the Anglophone problem. It's not President Amadou Ahidjo. It is not the Francophones. The problem of Anglophones is Anglophone infighting and disunity. My country people. So now listen to this next video now. Molan Jolie Tumbe go talk. Now listen.
Ethnic rivalry created an opening or contributed in Ahidjo penetrating that vacuum and manipulating the divide and rule tendency within Southern Cameroon that weakened even their resolve to form a strong resistance against all those mechanizations.
What happened
And I'm referring to what today we might call those ethnic rivalry, Northwest-Southwest divide,
yes,
which we did not get those appellations then when they started.
Yes. Well, we've been trying to destroy that cleavage because the rule of the KNDP, which Poncha headed as premier, was very oppressive to the Southwesterners.
Okay.
They had the top graduates in the public service.
Okay.
And KNDP sought the destruction of those because they didn't have any counterpart people to assume high positions. And if people were there, those were the ones to be used in the administration. And that was unpalatable. So they devised ways and means of destroying them. People like Chief Ifange or Eric Kwan, they were the first graduates.
B1.
Yes. Who?
B1.
B1 was
Mpawaka.
Yes, but he wasn't destroyed.
Okay.
No. He was my classmate. And I particularly, the firm was hired to investigate his doings in Pawaka.
Okay.
And we came to the conclusion that he was in control of sources of funds for which he did not give
accountability.
Proper accountability.
Okay.
That's a different
story. Okay.
But the Southwesterners were visibly oppressed, and there was an attitude of saying, oh yes, you these people, you are a minority, we are bigger than you, so we will show you that we are in control now. It was unfortunate.
So that seed is really planted. That
yes,
is difficult to get rid of.
Yes, it's what I've been trying all along to remedy. I had people leave the LDA when we supported the candidature of Ni John Fundi in the first election, which he won.
Yes, which he won.
And they said that there's still a sour taste in our mouths as to how these people treated us when they assumed power. And going to alignment, I said, no, those people have gone. A lot of them are dead. There's a new generation of educated people, and you cannot visit the scenes of the fathers on the new generation who have had a better exposure, educated abroad, and so on. No, so that's why for my part, I have been trying. In fact, I proclaimed John Fundi as having won that, is it 1992 election in Bamenda, and which is a treasonable offense, because it's only the Supreme Court which can pronounce it.
Do you believe without that, if there was a solid collaboration between the Anglophone political bloc, where people or politicians, dubious as they were on both sides, Southern Cameroon side and everywhere, use this divide to keep themselves in power by making the people knock their heads? Do you believe without that, the Southern Cameroons could have been able to withstand some of this mechanization? I can give you a latest example of the Anglophone solidarity force that was shown with the GC board. Even though the La République say over their dead body for that GC board to be created, but Southern Cameroonians across political persuasions and social status or ethnicity pull their forces together and say they will not allow this happen, and it never happened. The minister was forced to come to Boya to launch the GC board. So why is it that the Southern Cameroonians cannot learn from that? That is this. The solution is that simple.
It's undue appetite for power. Even in the SCNC, which was the foremost political organ, which had taken La République to tribunal and scored very resounding victories, that there is no independent judiciary in Cameroon, and that La République should enter into constructive dialogue with the people of Southern Cameroon, in particular SCNC and SCAPO, to resolve the question as to whether they ever joined. Although the Foncha regime leaves a sour taste on the educated class of that generation, a lot of water has passed under the bridge. People have intermarried a great deal and so on.
We're eating foods. There have been more integration, non-political integration, which facilitates a lot of things and quells down the animosity, the ethnic animosity.
Well, because if somebody has married your daughter, you can't go fighting with him.
Exactly.
That is why I'm saying that it only requires a meeting of minds of La République du Cameroun and Southern Cameroonians.
So my contributor them, when I don't hear which way Molan Jolie to talk vis-a-vis the Anglophone problem, which is infighting and disunity, as Christmas Ebini posed a very interesting, brilliant question for you about, he asked, he said, no be if Anglophones be united in purpose and there was no animosity and this backbiting and infighting between Ndele, Foncha and the rest. And no. Actually, the question where Ebini asked now about the infighting, the Northwest-Southwest divide. So it talk about the ethnic rivalry. Now the brilliant question that way Christmas Ebini asking. And when I don't hear which way Molan Jolie to me talk now, say the KNDP Fonchai regime, it will be very oppressive towards the Southwest people then. And whenever we talk this truth, people they can't talk say hate speech. No, these are just truth, not just the truth. The truth now say the KNDP, that way they be there in position of power. Okay, make una look at just the federation inside Cameroon. And one of the reasons this way the federation it be cancelled. It not be get anything for do with what way Francophone Cameroon be want, but it get everything for do with what way we for Anglophone, the West Cameroonians, they be want. Because Foncha, it be being the leader for the West Cameroon for all of these 11 years of federation, 1961 to 1972. Jongo Foncha, I don't tell when I say the two top biggest positions during that federation. All of those two positions be occupied by people from the Northwest in every single instance, every minute and every second of the federation for 11 years. The two biggest positions where it be occupied now, the Vice President of the Federal Republic or the Prime Minister of West Cameroon. For the first, I think, 5 or 6 years, Jongo Foncha be occupied both of those positions then by himself. He won. And then after that, the positions they be shift between Augustine Gomjua, ST Muna, where both of them are also Northwesterners. So faced with these realities, when we talk, when I talk, say we want create divide, not just the fact, not just the truth.